Silly little guy music. Since the dawn of time, some things are just meant to go together. Peanut butter and jelly, Batman and Robin, silly little guys and making music. Now, if you've been chronically online, then you have heard silly little guy music. You may have not realized that you're listening to silly little guy music, but like it or not, that's what it's been. Now, what is silly little guy music? There are two schools of thought, both of which are correct in their own ways. The first one being silly little guys who make music, and the second one being music made for silly little guys. Oftentimes there's a lot of overlap in these camps, so it can be difficult to distinguish which type of silly little guy music it is. Some of the more popular silly little guy artists are Lemon Demon, Toby Fox, Jack Stauber, Tally Hall, Will Wood, Bo Burnham, Cavetown, Ricky Montgomery, Miracle Musical, and David Bowie. Now, you might have noticed from this list, some of these people might not fall into your classification of silly little guy. Now, the term silly little guy can be a bit confusing. It doesn't literally mean silly little guy. For an example, Jaden Animations, I would consider to be a silly little guy, despite the fact that she is not necessarily silly, not little, and not a guy. She just gives off silly little guy energy. At the end of the day, being a silly little guy is more of a mindset than a physical attribute that you can pin on someone. Now, there is a subgenre of silly little guy music called alternative silly little guy music. Some of the artists in this category include I Don't Know How But They Found Me, Gorillaz, Car Seat Headrest, Mother Mother, 21 Pilots, Weezer, Panic! At the Disco, Billie Eilish, and Tyler, the Creator. These artists contribute to the silly little guy music genre, although they do this in a bit more of a subtle way, hence the alternative silly little guy label. I'd also like to mention that any video game soundtrack counts as silly little guy music. Some of the more popular soundtracks in this category are the Minecraft soundtrack, the Omori soundtrack, and any Mario song. Any Mario song. But that's been the video. I'll see you in the next one where I rank every single number from 1 to 10,000. Goodbye.